Good afternoon, we're joined here by Bob Fisher, Chairman of Hanwell Town, in your 70th year at the club. Bob, tell us how you originally got involved with Hanwell Town.
Way back in the mid-1950s, my cricket career at Ealing had started, and at that time, guys who played cricket for Ealing almost all joined Ealing Association Football Club, lots of sort of public school boys. But my sister was courting a guy who played for Hanwell Town. They subsequently actually got married. So he persuaded me to go to the home of Ron Walker, who was then the club secretary, to sign the necessary forms, which I did. Ron, seeing that I had a bike, then gave me half a dozen forms to distribute around the local area, and I began to do that on a regular basis, and that's when my love for Hanwell Town started.
Amazing. And what was it about the club in those days that made you stay and dedicate more and more time, and eventually 70 years to the club?
Yeah, in those years, there were really strong friendships, and well, there still are very strong friendships. But a lot of the guys used to live in and around Greenford Avenue, Hanwell. There were a couple of pubs, so we got involved in them, and then after sort of 2 or 3 seasons playing on a regular basis, I was made captain of the side, and that really sort of cemented that relationship, albeit having said that, I would never have left Hanwell Town.
No other clubs turned your head?
No, none at all.
And how's the club evolved, from sort of like the 1950s, 60s, 70s and onwards?
Amazingly, it's fantastic, and to think back until 81 we were playing in the park all the time. We often travelled to a game on a bus. My mum used to wash the kit, so I can actually remember one occasion when I forgot to get the kit off the bus coming home, and then had to go back to Harrow bus station to pick up the kit. It was entirely different. We all paid a sub, we all paid a match fee, but there was a huge comradeship, and with nowhere to drink, like where we are now. We used to go into the White Hart or Hanwell or the Red Lion, and most Saturday nights and all have a drink together.
Amazing. And we moved to the Paraday in the 1980s. What was it like back then? Obviously in 1983 we had our floodlights installed as well. So could you tell us a bit about the game against Tottenham?
I can, but if I could just go back to 81 when we actually first came here, there was nothing. I mean, the room we're sitting in here didn't exist. The clubhouse was a school playing field, school children's playing field sort of thing. No stands, no rails around the pitch. Nothing that is here today pretty much was there then, and it's the endeavour of so many people who voluntarily got the club to the standard where it is today, and I'm immensely proud of that.
Yeah, amazing. And what has been your favourite memory? Obviously we've had quite a few in recent years, but a bit before sort of step 4, step 3, and the Middlesex trophies, what's been your favourite memory? Yeah,
my favourite memory, and I'm not absolutely quite sure of the year, but Hanwell in the 50s and in the 60s mainly, when I was playing regularly and was captain of the side, we played in about 3 or 4 Middlesex Cup finals and got beat every time. And then eventually we played at what used to be the Wheelstone ground in a cup final, and we won 1-0. And the manager was a guy called Jim Conn, and he was as hard as nails. He very rarely showed any emotion, but I remember getting the cup as captain and walking over to him, and he was in tears. And I am almost now, almost.
Amazing. I heard that you were quite the hard player as well, Bob, telling David Iddles to get back on the pitch with a broken ankle.
Yes, I didn't. Yeah, I had a reputation, unfortunately, and of course we had no subs in those days, so he had to get back on.
And now, obviously, we're at step 3 now. I don't think any of us could believe that when we got promoted from the Spartan way back in 2014. So tell us a little bit about step 3. Obviously, going to all these amazing grounds. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's been, obviously I've enjoyed it immensely. I mean, I've enjoyed where we have progressed around the club and all that we've done around the club. I'm intensely proud of all the people who've done all that for us. And I love travelling to the away games because you're going to places I've never been to. I'm in the team coach, normally a good atmosphere unless we've lost. It's for me it's almost a dream, you know, and I'm thinking of next Tuesday night when or this coming Tuesday night when we're away, and I'm going to get home at 3 a.m, and for me it's exciting.
Perfect. And Bob, we're going to go through some of your memories of your time at Hanwell Town in a moment, but I'd just like to sort of talk about when I joined the club. So I joined the club about 10 years ago now. I remember sitting in front of you at a Hanwell Town game and sort of coming for sort of 4 or 5 times and having a conversation with you. And you were so welcoming, and I think everyone says that when they talk about Bob Fisher at Hanwell Town, that Bob Fisher is so welcoming, and that's why, you know, you are, you know, the club legend that you are. And I think on behalf of everyone who's ever come to Hanwell Town, thank you very much. And yeah,
Thank you.
We're looking forward to the next few years of amazing football.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So Bob, now we've got some of your memories. We're just going to go through a few of them. Obviously, there's quite a few. So we've got the build base one here when you, Nige, and Dave went to Wembley. This is when we got our £50,000 grant to do our dressing rooms. Before that, can you explain how our dressing rooms were?
Pretty basic in so much of the fact that they were obviously previously where the children, because it was a children's playing ground here before us, so they were really basic, and they certainly wouldn't have got through any assessment by anybody regarding what level we were going to play in.
Yeah, and I remember
pretty grotty.
Yeah, pretty grotty, yeah. And the home and away dressing rooms shared the same toilets.
They did.
I remember that.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Perfect. Yeah. And then next one we've got is the Spartan South Midland Premier Champions of 2013-14. That's when we got promoted from step 5 to step 4. Tell us a little bit about Ray Duffy's team that year.
Yep. I mean, this was a really terrific side, and Ray, of course, who's been involved with the club for many, many years. He had 3 of his sons playing for us on a regular basis, plus his nephew.
Michael Buckley.
Michael Buckley. And it was a really great side. Chris Mills. It was a really very good side, and we won it in a canter, to be quite honest. We were by far and away the best side in the division.
Yeah. So all of Ray's 4 boys played in that: Callum, Tom, Connor, and Ollie, and as well as Michael Buckley as nephew. It definitely was like a family affair, wasn't it?
It was a family club. Yeah.
I think that definitely shows a lot about Hanwell Town, that we are a family club.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one we've got is we were club of the round in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
So that's I think this is the season that the FA chairman came down.
Yeah, George. What's his name?
Greg Dyke.
Greg Dyke.
And he came down and he said how impressed he was with Hanwell Town.
Yeah.
Which shows how.
Can you recall who we beat?
Thamesmead? Yeah, I think it was. And then sort of more recently, during COVID, obviously it's a tricky time. We weren't really playing any football, but we did manage to pick up the Grassroots Club of the Year. And Tom and Glyn won the Grounds Team of the Year, and we picked up a number of other awards too. I think this really shows what kind of a club we are. We are a lovely club.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We are.
I agree, and you know, in obviously the more recent years, the club has grown, and it's been mainly due to the efforts of yourself and people like yourself who've given so much time to the club.
Well, social media's been our best friend, hasn't it, Bob?
Yes.
Even Bob's on Twitter and Instagram now.
I just wish I could understand it.
And then this is our most recent one. I'll just pop this here. This is one I think we all remember very well. This was our playoff win.
Yeah.
This was probably the most insane game of football I think anyone has ever seen.
Yeah.
Going sort of like 1-0 up, and then conceding in the last minute, then going 2-1 down, and then coming back and winning it. 3-2, Hugo saving that last minute effort, and hundreds of Geordies on the pitch after. So do you remember that day?
I do. I can remember it as if it was yesterday, and I can remember the emotion sitting in the stands when they equalised, and suddenly it just felt that the whole world had fallen apart because we were so close, and I was looking forward so much to the promotion. So, but everything came out again after the final whistle and the extra time, and we won. And once again, the tears were flowing. So,
I agree.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah.
And it was funny because Kyle Watson got sent off.
He did.
And we were like, oh my goodness, that's it, we've lost
Yeah.
it.
Then.
But Kyle also played, for us previously under Ray Duffy as well.
Yes, he did.
It was lovely to see him come back. And I remember when I first joined the club, he was one of my favourite players because he's so quick.
Yeah, very talented player.
Yeah, very talented player. Right, next we've got, we're nicknamed the Geordies. Recently we've had quite a few Geordie fans come down, and we've got some more coming soon. So this is when you met Kevin Keegan at a cricket dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you explain to him who we were?
I did explain to him who I was. I've just recently, this sounds conceited, so excuse me. I've just finished a 1-year term as president of the Club Cricket Conference, and one of my duties was to speak at the dinner at Lord's, their annual dinner, and which I did, but I was actually sat next to Kevin Keegan.
Oh, amazing.
And he knew of our connection, and but he was great company. He signed autographs, he had photos taken like that one. The only thing he hasn't done yet is to send me a signed Newcastle shirt by himself, which I have sent him the request, and he promised to do it. It hasn't yet arrived, but I've still got fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, that'd go nicely with our Bobby Robson and Shearer one. And then lastly, we've got this newspaper article.
Yeah.
This is one of my favourite ones, Bobbing Along, which you still are. This is, explain to us sort of when this was. This is sort of 60 years, was it?
60 years ago, yeah. And I had a call from a guy saying they would like to do something, and he came along and conducted an interview here in the club, and the following Sunday, that was in the paper.
Non-league paper, 2015.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's another huge achievement of yours there. So brilliant. Thank you, Bob. Thanks for
my pleasure.
all of these little memories. Bob, there you go. So I've got some of these. These are from our centenary dinner in Paddington. So these were all along the walls, and they're now on display in the clubhouse. I've got here a very fresh-faced Bob Fisher in 1955 here. Do you remember that game?
I do.
You do? Oh, brilliant.
I do remember.
Do you remember the score?
I think we lost 5-2.
Oh.
Yeah, we certainly lost, but yes, I remember. I remember that game. Yeah.
And coming down here, we've got Bob there as well. Is this when you were the captain?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. And then coming up to the top, we've got Bob Fisher here, looking a bit different in a jacket.
Yeah. By that time, I think my first team career long gone, I think.
And this is when you were manager?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, and then if we head down here, We've got a few familiar faces here. We've got Bob Fisher and David Idios here.
Idios, yeah.
We've got Daisy here. We've got Phil there.
Yeah.
So
John Bivins from North Freeford United.
oh my goodness, yeah. We've got Ron Walker as well.
Yeah, Ron Walker. Yeah.
So wow, it's
Yeah. Fantastic people in that photo.
yeah, amazing. Still in the black and white. So I've got one more here. This is from when we moved to Reynolds Field, now the Powerley Stadium.
Yeah.
So we've got, there you are,
Yeah.
little manager's jacket again.
Yeah.
And if we look at this photo here and compare it to what we're looking at now, it's...
There's no comparison.
No.
No comparison. And again, my Paul and my Phil in there as well, so that's great. Yeah. Johnny Bivins.
Yeah, look at John there. And this photo here, I just keep going back to it because you wouldn't recognise it, other than our clubhouse, which is, it's beautiful, our clubhouse. It really is, you know, it's unique to us.
Yeah.
The veranda is now out here.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
The pitch is probably over here.
Yeah.
And the bar is completely different. And we have to give thanks to sort of the people who have been able to get us the grants and that to do that, because it's a lot of money.
And also done all the work.
Yes,
it's fantastic.
Of course.
And we're still doing it, as you know.
Oh my gosh, yeah. A new TV went up the other day, so Over here, when we played Tottenham, Ray Clements and Chris Houghton. Yeah. That's a few big names there.
Yeah.
So
that was a great day. I mean, there was, I think, 2,000 plus in the ground.
Wow.
Phil was captain of Hanwell, which was also great, and it was just a great night.
Yeah.
And Chris Houghton in particular was really a very nice guy. He came in the bar afterwards and chatted, and was such a pleasant guy. Yeah.
And this one here, the London Spartan League Championship Trophy.
Yeah, remember that very well also.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going for another London Senior Cup win this year.
Yeah.
And then finally down here we've got Roy Nairn, appointed the manager. And Roy Nairn is again such a legend at
He is, yeah. And I'm still in touch with one of his sons who lives in Australia, actually.
He came over recently.
Yeah, and in fact I'm going back for some test matches in December.
Oh, so
I'm going to meet up with him again. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So lots of memories there, Bob.
Yeah, fantastic memories.
I wouldn't be able to ask you for your favourite memory, but what is your favourite memory?
I guess the first time we ever won a cup, when I took the cup to Jim Conn and he cried. I think that's I can remember that as if it was yesterday.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully more memories to make.
Yeah,
Bob,
that'd be lovely.
3 cup finals, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. And,
thank you very much.
Here's to more Hanwell Town success.
Thank
with you as our chairman.
Thank you for all you do, Els. Yeah.
Thank you. Brilliant. Thanks, Bob.
Okay.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.